Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Dakota, her 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life, new civilizations, and to continue to boldly go where no one has gone before. Welcome back, my face. Welcome back, my spacefaring people. It is I, Dakota, and we're really just gaming. Even though I separated Dakota Log into their own its own channel because it just made sense to me that Star Trek. I'm going to be doing this a lot because I like Star Trek and I really enjoy Captain's Log and I really enjoy tabletop gaming. And I'm a retired combat medic and have nothing better to do. But anyways, we're back for to continue the adventures of the USS Dakota. And the next session of our Captain's Log. We got our... Let's just get right into this. We got our momentum tracker. We got our threats going on. I don't actually need this door anymore. But if you just move this to a place where it's better read and better seen. But if you want to know why it's there, I have this set up so it works like on STA as if you were a player. If I'm kind of running for players, because I'm in a tabletop TTRPG group on Rumble called the Infamous Group. We play all kinds of stuff, mainly Star Trek, and I'm about to run my own command, and I'm basically building a playground for them, and I'm using Captain's Log here as a means to build that. So I'm basically doing things in Captain's Log and then seeing how I can recreate them on Roll20 to build the best interactive experience before I run a full STA crew. And then by the time that's done, the ship will have its full set of backup crew and red shirts and such. And then the players can take over these positions for the characters and such. However, they can make their own captain. They don't have to be Tholian Ambassador, but I'm just building an interactive story for my group and stuff, for all of us. And obviously, their journey and ship and stuff will be different. Not just, but most of these ship maps will remain the same. But anyways, let's get into this. So, boom. Just close characters, open the Federation's open log, open Dakota, open Tholian Revol's log, because we have entering Act 2. You know, tensions is riling up, things getting up. We have to go interact with a species that's I guess neutral, I would say. That we have but the Federations have run-in with many hostile run-ins with the Tholians, or hostile misunderstandings, I guess. Captain's Log Supplemental. The first day of my official command has certainly been eventful. A plasma conduit ruptured in the Starlight Siren. Let me finish that because ruptured. Sorry, my brain, my writing brain took over. I like writing, but I'm not good at getting it right the first time. Yeah. A plasma conduit ruptured in the Starlight Siren on the promenade sent two of my bridge officers to sick bay. Thankfully, Dr. Flox informed me they have fully recovered and since returned to duty, it should say, but well, I'll fix it later. The incident had no lasting effects, and the resulting workaround has increased the efficiency of the ship's powers distribution, allowing us to reach our rendezvous point sooner. So I've spent one of those advantages we had spent up to reach the Tholians quicker. However, the doctor also informed me that she and the council let a Pyrathian Bat loose on my ship. The bat is currently isolated in engineering, where it has started building a nest near the warmest spot of the warp core in preparation to give birth. Lieutenant Commander Ibarra's team discovered this and noted that such behavior is rare for the species in captivity. Pyrathian bats are endangered, often sought for their medical applications without sustainable practices. I have tasked the doctor and Ioka to assist the team led by Lieutenant Solaris Renevous, and I didn't even check to see if I got her name right. Sornis Renevous. Okay. So we're gonna fix that actually. I'm gonna fix this now. Fixing it. Where do we go? And have since returned to duty. Where is your name, woman? Come on. Sornis Renevous. Get everything right. So I have tasked Doctor and Ioka to assist the team led by Lieutenant Soros Venavalar and safely removing the bat from engineering without disturbing its mating habits. The lower decks have nicknamed the bat Nibbles, and it has become something of a mascot within engineering. It's clear that these creatures are important to the Doctor beyond the functional use in her work. I was highly impressed by Lieutenant Commander Mendai's knowledge of galactic history, her expertise on the physical, biological, and technological capabilities of both the Pyrathian Alliance members species and the Tholian Assembly will be invaluable. Mavara is sure to be an asset as the ship undertakes its first official mission outside of space dock. We are now approaching our rendezvous point to meet the Tholian representative, who will act as the neutral arbiter in the upcoming Ryanok. Little is known about the Tholians, as travel is strictly prohibited by the Assembly, except on rare occasions. Tholian silk is highly sought-after commodity obtained through official means. Notably, the Tholians once allowed the Enterprise team to attempt to rescue Captain Kirk during the Defiant incident. Although they did open fire once, their granted time expired. I look forward to the challenges of dealing with such a unique life form. So she is the captain, Cheval. She is in her ready room looking at her computer. Now, of course, she has assisting devices because she is blind. Strange New Worlds brought that up in with Hemmer. So it's probably reading things out loud, but she's studying up on the Tholians, reviewing all the information that Lieutenant Mendai gathered. Because you can't say everything in a small meeting, right? When all of a sudden we get a comms trip. We get comms. And it's Commander Barris. And he's like, we're approaching the rendezvous point now, Captain. We have the Tholians on long-range sensors. Well, actually, let's see if we do have the Tholians on long-range sensors, actually. Was that? Yeah, it'll be a science because we're scanning. Come on, baby. Don't fail me now. Alright. So, we do have the Tholians on long-range sensors. So, go back to the bridge. As the captain is gonna come into the bridge and be like, on screen, as she takes her place, and Commander Torin takes her place standing on the bridge, and Commander Torin, you know, steps up next to her. And we'll see if the operations officer can actually put the thing up on screen without damaging anything. Gotta get some more rolls going on. Let's just con and control, right? Because they're just but we will do Starship operations. Because the operations officer should understand Starship operations. And we'll roll. Ooh, she failed. I'm gonna use this momentum, and I don't want anything to happen for just putting shit up on screen. God damn it, Ari, you gotta do better, Ensign Jim. But anyway, long range sensors have popped up. And Ensign Gem is like, we have a tarantula, what appears to be a tarantula, a recluse, an orb weaver, and a mesh weaver on long range sensors, Captain. They're certainly here in the Ikoran Nebula in force. For just such for just a simple ambassadorial meeting, I suggest we proceed with caution. And the captain just nods and agrees. And she's like, "Helm, take us into the nebula slowly." Engines and con. Let's take us into the nebula slowly, hopefully. Damn. We have a power drain somewhere. The ship just drops out of warp and the engines shut down and it drops to minimal power. We're gonna have to deal with something, and I'm gonna have to figure out what that is. So I will be right back. But I'm definitely enjoying this. I hope you guys are too. All right. So where we left off was the ship was and it's pulled out of warp and it drops down to minimal power, and the captain's gonna hit her comm badge and be like, engineering report. So let's see if that actually happens. We'll use composure. Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna take that advantage as not just extra momentum. We're gonna spend it right away. The advantage, instead of rolling on the table, we're gonna say that engineering already knows what's going on. So we're gonna switch over to engineering, right? The first thing that you see that's going to happen instantly is, because the shutdown and the it was warm or whatnot, the redundant system or biological function that helps that other advantage that we rolled, it's going to cause the Pyrathian Bat to move into this container over here that the doctor set up. Oh, let's get closer so you can see it a lot better. So yeah, the bat was over here, the container was over here, but the bat moves into the container and they contain the bat. And Commander Ibarra is going to be like, pulling the diagnostic up now, Captain. And she like startles and she's like, I got some good and some bad news. And she's like, the good news is the shutdown of the warp core has accelerated the plan of getting the Pyrathian Bat, or getting Nibbles as the crew has been calling him, into a safe environment where the doctor can monitor and ensure that she gives birth properly. So that situation has resolved itself. However, it appears that the warp core has initiated an emergency shutdown. Warp plasma dropped below recommended levels. We're gonna go back to the bridge, and the captain's gonna be like, "Can you get power back on?" Step one, get power back on, right? So let's go back to engineering. And Commander Ibarra, let's see if she has the insight to get the power back on. So insight, engineering, add a focus. What's a good focus for this? Hmm. Quick thinking. No, yeah. No, we'll do advanced engineering. And does she have the insight on the ship to do what needs to be done? And she does, so she's gonna hit her comm badge. The commander here. And she's gonna be like, secondary engineering, prepared to bring the warp core on my mark. And that's where I'm gonna end it here, because I gotta set up secondary engineering. Alright, we're back in secondary engineering. And Trug. Doobie-doo. Warp field dynamics. He's gonna get warp field dynamics. It just, and he's gonna invoke nothing like a good argument, because everything in here is pristine and running correct, right? But he's gonna be like, as he's gonna come in the door now, because he was sent by he'll say he was sent by Lieutenant Commander with that comm things, and Trog's gonna come look around. He's gonna see everything work, and he's gonna see all these red shirts around, and he's gonna be like, "All right, you fucking sorry sacks of cows." He doesn't obviously swear straight up, but that's the sailor in me. "All right, you sorry sacks of cows, you swine. This place is not even ready for operation, but I need you to get your asses in gear and get it done." Just, doing his argument, insult type culture. And he's just gonna turn on the secondary warp core, hopefully. Are you kidding me? And we don't have a momentum to... what I am going to do, right, is the warp core is turning on. However, we already had an extra delta here, right? So let's get all the folders in place so I can wrap my head, right? So we already had one extra delta here. And so what we'll do... No. God. Work. Yeah. There you go, Delta 11. What we're going to do is... we'll add an extra delta to... and we won't name them, but So now there should be 6 deltas here in Act 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Let's go back to where we were. Secondary engineering. Let's open up this. I'm going to find the advantage chart. Boom, 268. All right, let's roll this D20. A 10. And I don't know why we're on the advantage chart. We should be on the complications chart. Absolute bedlam. Well, So we're going to say that secondary engineering comes online, right? But then back in main engineering, back in main engineering, and let me set that up real quick. Because I want to not an engineering lab, main engineering. All right. Set this up. Dealing with that. Oh, lame. So this is why I normally stop it in between. I thought I would try something different, but we'll probably, from here on out after this, we're probably gonna stop in between. So however, I am gonna update main engineering a bit and make it look schnitty. That's not. Because now we're on the lower level of main engineering. Roll 20. So now we're on the main level of engineering. And we're gonna stop it here for this episode, because I have to come up with what absolute bedlam is about to unfold on the ship. maybe we won't ever get to Ryanok. We won't reach our rendezvous, which will lead to us having to patch it up and search the ship later. I don't know. I think we'll get there. I just think there's going to be another problem involving our friend in the primary warp core. I think that's what we're going to be doing. So we'll see you in the next one, I think. How much time have we put into this episode? So 14 minutes, 6 minutes is about 20 minutes. It's about 31 minutes. You know what? I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to set up the beginning of Absolute Bedlam. And we'll get back to you. So we're back. And I think I know how we're going to get some absolute bedlam going on here. Increase the tension and drama and stuff. So Ioka Abara is gonna command Pelomot to conduct a tricorder scan of what's going on. Yeah, and she's gonna, inspirational speeches. That's her. Yeah, they're not all engineering. We're gonna diversify here, and she's gonna attempt to spy that, and she does, which banks her some momentum, or we can do an advantage. Let's do an advantage. It'll help make up for the absolute bedlam that's gonna happen. 16. PDF viewer. 16. Historic precedent. Drawing upon past mission logs helps inform the crew of how to best handle the situation. That'll work. That actually cancels out the bedlam. So what's going to happen is let's back up and complete the scene here. Let's go back to roll 20. Pelomont is gonna roll. Like, I don't like the one roll until it ends. Like the delta or the scene or whatever, it feels more natural for the rolls to continue until the scene reaches its natural end. But he's gonna just boom boom use a tricorder. He has tricorder operations. And he's gonna scan with the tricorder. Ooh. 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 Let's roll that. Another 16. So this one's just going to be easy. There's going to be interference from the tricorder. And he calls on, past examples from the computer to help clear that up to get a perfect image. That one, we can get that right away. So what he learns... Oh, let's do this in a different order. What he learns is that there appears to be a life form of unknown origin inside the intermix chamber of the warp core, slowly draining it of power, siphoning it so small that the none of the checks picked it up until it was so low it went into emergency shutdown. And now that the warp core has emergency shutdown, and there's no longer we're no longer feeding that intermix chamber, and there's no longer a food source for this life form. It has begun emitting dissonant waves. That are reverberating out into space, long-reaching, at a frequency that is hazardous, if not potentially lethal, to the Tholians. And that is the absolute bedlam that we rolled. And we will call upon historical precedents. The other advantage that we rolled when we actually deal with the Tholians, because now instead of us meeting them, they're gonna come at us, and it's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun times. But I love it. So yeah. Commander Ibarra is going to be like, but we're in range. Oh, this is not going to be good. And she's going to initiate the chime badge. And she's going to be like, Captain, we figured out the source of the warp core failure. There apparently is a life form inside the intermix chamber that has been slowly feeding off of the warp plasma, like the warp plasma inside, so slowly that it didn't pick up in any of our checks until it was so low that the warp core shut down. And now that the warp core shut down, it's emitting a dissonant wave that is hazardous, if not lethal, to the Tholians, and it's far-reaching in space. We don't know if it's if it's close enough to hurt the Tholians yet. or if how good their shielding technology will be against them, against this type of stuff. However, they're likely to notice this, and because of past historical precedences, they might consider this an attack. Just be advised, moving forward, we're gonna, as we advise the thing, and so it's a life form. And so now we're gonna go back to the bridge, and Captain's gonna be like, acknowledged. Doctor, I'm going to need you to go back to engineering and help them deal with this life form, figuring out the best way to appease it, get it out of my warp core, and neutralize the threat it poses to the Tholians while we deal with any upcoming repercussions. And just at that point, RHM's like, Captain, the Tholians have powered up their shields and weapons, and they have started moving their stuff towards us. And the captain's gonna be like, yellow alert. And for that, I have... Do we not have a yellow alert? Actually, we're going to scratch that. It's going to go to red alert. Red alert. Do we have it? Tell me I have that sound. And that is where we're going to end you. And as always, I'm Dakota. We're boldly going when no one's gone before, and we'll see you as we continue the Dakota logs. Peace.